Hey everybody, this is James back with another figure review, this time on the World of the Nintendo 6-inch Bowser figure from the Deluxe line. This figure I have been wanting for a long ass time. Bowser is one of my favorite video game characters and one of my favorite video game villains. I love his design, and I think he looks fantastic, and I'm so glad that Jakks Pacific finally made this fucking thing because it's been taking forever. This is Bowser's packaging. We have the World of Nintendo, the brand new toy line by Jakks Pacific up here. We have the Series 1-1, this is a brand new series. The seal of Nintendo approval, just a picture of Bowser here looking smug, the Super Mario Brothers logo, and this is just a red packaging, unlike the Donkey Kong, which was just a flat yellow. And if we look on the side right here, it's just more of the red packaging, and we get to see a picture of Bowser right here and the other World of Nintendo. And on the back, we show Bowser off with it says right here, the King of the Koopas, 9 points of articulation. And unlike the Donkey Kong, which showcased Donkey Kong, this one just has Donkey Kong, Mario, Yoshi, Link, and Wario from the rest of the Series 1. So enough about the packaging. We already talked too much about that in the Donkey Kong review. Let's get to it and crack this guy open. And here's Bowser outside the packaging, and I think the figure overall is good. It's not great. I think there's some missed opportunities with this guy, but I think he's good. I definitely think he's more accurate to his video game counterpart than maybe Donkey Kong. I thought Donkey Kong had, too much of a big head. Bowser here, he looks just fine. I think he looks great. His size is great. I think his paint overall is pretty good. And the articulation, it's a little... And here's a close-up of Bowser looking very cool. I love this menacing look that they gave him. Like the big bushy eyebrows and the long hair, the long wavy hair. The horns look really nice. Everything's painted well. There's no real detail in the sculpt other than, I guess, his hairlines and maybe, the shell. But other than that, he's very plain. More plain than the Donkey Kong figure. But I like they painted his mouth. Teeth are painted very well. His face is painted well. You can see the red in his eyes, and then you can see the black pupils. I think it looks awesome. Then you can see down here his arms. Again, his arms are just a flat yellow. This kind of banana color yellow, which is a little odd, but this is how Bowser looks anyway. His bracers, I believe that's what they're called. Bracers are painted just a solid black with some white. It gets a little weird right here because the the line for the mold gets cut through here, so that kind of sucks, but it's not too bad. Then you can see his arms, you can see his fingernails are painted just white, and they're painted white throughout, so that's good. Other side, same thing. And then you can see on his belly right here, you can see some more different than his skin tone. Mine has a little paint fuck-ups a little bit. You can kind of see right here, there's like these two little smudges. I don't know if you can tell right now, but you can kind of see it right here. It's not too noticeable, but it's definitely, this came right out of package, and I noticed that a lot. And here's the back of Bowser, his shell, and this looks really nice. I love the sculpting. There's a little paint fuck up right here where there's some white on his shell, but it's not too bad. But the green looks really nice, very bright and vibrant. His spikes on his shell look fantastic. The spikes are painted fairly well. The side on his white gets a little screwed up here too. You can kind of see the smudges around here and up here, and that's that's a little noticeable. Here you can kind of tell, but it's not too bad. You can maybe just paint it over with some white out if you really want to. Then you can see up here on the sculpt, they have where his hair, since his hair is long, they have it. They make a little dent in his shell, so that way the head can fit in it. So it's nice that they did that, but it kind of hinders the articulation when we get to it. And here's his tail. Again, nice skin color. It's the same. The spikes on his tail are the same color as the spikes on his shell. And if we can see, we move up onto his feet. The feet are nicely sculpted as well. And here's his toes, and here the toenails are painted white as well. So again, very basic paint job. And here's the bottom of his feet, just some holes right there, and then you can see Jakks Pacific on the logo. But very basic paint job, but he's still a very nicely sculpted figure. Now Bowser's articulation isn't as good as Donkey Kong, but it's still pretty okay for being a Jakks Pacific toy. His head though can't really move at all. Just because his hair is made a little indent in the shell, can't move at all. And every time I try to move this fucking guy, right here, it seems like the plastic wants to separate. So be careful with the head, don't try to force it. So his head's just going to be like this throughout all. He's got some somewhat ball joint at the arms right here, so they can move out just a little bit, and then they can move side to side just fine. He's got a hinge at the elbow, and I think the hinges are different because you can see this one's a little smaller than this one, and I also think the position for the arms are a bit different as well, but that's not too bad. They both work the same way, but this elbow hinge is definitely different than this one. He's got some wrist articulations, barely any though, in the hand right there, and you can move side to side. This one's a little loose. You know, this one's a little loose compared to the other hand, and especially to Donkey Kong, but they both work just fine. This one's even worse moving, but it's a little stiffer than the other hand. He's got no torso articulation, just Donkey Kong had the torso, but I guess it would have messed with the sculpt. And his legs kind of suck. They move out like that, like this, and that's about it. And they can move out like that and then in like that. So you can't really move his legs all too well, and that's for both sides. And then his tail can move side to side. So he's very limited in posability, but I think he's still good if you just want him in basic poses. But you're not going to have him in like running poses unless you want him, want to make him look like a jackass. And with Bowser being a deluxe figure and in the section scale, he stands at about 6.5 inches to the tip of his hair. And here's the World of Nintendo Bowser next to the World of Nintendo Donkey Kong. And Bowser does stand tall, upright, but when Donkey Kong stands on his two legs, he is definitely taller than Bowser here. And here's the World of Nintendo Bowser next to the SH Figuarts Mario, and I think these work in perfect scale together. I think this is fantastic. Maybe not as big, Mario should be a bit bigger, or if you want him in a Smash Bros. Display, but I think this looks perfect if you just want Mario and Bowser duking it out. And here's Bowser next to the Figma Samus Aran and the Figma Link, and I think he does work in perfect scale with the other Smash Bros. Characters. He definitely fits in that right scale. He's not too big, but he's bigger than Mario, and again, he's not as big as Samus, but he is a little taller than Link. And here's Bowser next to some Goombas that came with the SH Figuarts Mario here. And I think he's a pretty solid figure. I like the sculpt, the paint on him is pretty video game accurate, and I love the sheer size of him. I think he's amazing, and he definitely towers over the Mario. But I think the articulation is very lacking, especially compared to Donkey Kong, which had pretty good articulation. The posability on him is going to be very limited. Again, this is probably like one of the main poses that you're going to have him in, or his arms over his head, but I still think he's a good figure. I got him for very cheap. He was 15 bucks, same as the Donkey Kong, so I wouldn't pay more than that, honestly. But and I don't see SH Figuarts doing a Bowser anytime soon, so this is definitely going to be a placeholder, but I still think he looks badass, especially if you just want a Bowser figure. He's definitely going to look great with the SH Figuarts Mario here, so if you just want to have him like that, and that looks fantastic, that looks great. I think it looks awesome. So, and that's the end of my review, you guys. Thank you for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for more Marvel Legends figure reviews, as well as SH Figuarts and Figma. And thank you for watching. Until next time.